This is the original 99X, WNNX, Atlanta, Barnes and Leslie, The Morning X. Proud to present, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Michael Philip Jagger. Good morning, Mick.
Hey, nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you. Before we get all formal, I just had a fight with my wife at your store in England, and I want to make sure my wardrobe is okay with my Who the F*** is Mick Jagger t-shirt. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay for the street, though, for public? Because she said I could buy it, but I can't wear it in public.
No, only in bed.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we got it. We are so excited about the new album, Hackney Diamonds, out now. First studio album since 2005. Angry is so damn good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's got like a Clash vibe and a signature Rolling Stones vibe kind of all wrapped up in one.
Yeah, 2023 vibe.
I have to say, though, this entire album just rocks, Mick. And it, to me, is coming at a pivotal time in music. You know, when everyone's proclaiming rock is dead. So to me, it's ironic that the greatest rock band in the world, the Stones, are releasing an album like Angry and Bite My Head Off are two of the most rockin' Stone songs that I've ever heard. Was that intentional, or it just came out in the recording process?
Wow, that's just how we wrote them. You know, it's like I write a lot of I write a lot of like punk songs actually.
Yes.
but so I write a lot of stuff that goes 150 beats a minute, like Bite My Head Off, and Angry is like a bit under, but I mean Angry is like a rock song for now in a way because it's got so much space in it as compared to rock songs of previous eras, you know, where you would have a lot of things going on all the time, whereas this keeps breaking down. You just have bass and drums and vocals, you know, you just have guitars and bass. So there's a lot of space in a track like Angry, which makes it sound more now than it would have, say, the 70s or 80s.
So good. We had Sheryl Crow on recently, and she talked about, we asked her about like her biggest moments in rock. And one of them was sharing a mic with you, and how she looks back at that like, and just, it blows her mind that, you know, you guys singing on the same mic. Is there anyone that would give you that feeling?
Well, I wish I could sing on a mic again with Muddy Waters. That'd be good, but I can't. Or Howlin' Wolf, but he'd blow me away. I mean, I've sung with some really wonderful people over the years, and Cheryl's one of them. And I really enjoyed singing with her. And you know, I enjoyed singing with Lady Gaga on this album.
Yeah,
and that was a really wonderful experience. You know, I'd sung with her once before on stage. And this was like creating something new, and that, so I thought that was, you know, really interesting to create something that you have never really done before, and then with someone that you never worked a lot with. So we did that really quickly, and then went in the day after and added some more bits that we hadn't done on the day. And so that was a really wonderful experience, and I really enjoyed working with her.
Yeah, I have to say, Sweet Sounds of Heaven, the song you're talking about with Lady Gaga, I'd never heard her actually sing like that before. And then the two of you together, your powerful vocals and her, it's kind of like a revival is going on.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard her sing exactly like that either. So, I mean, I knew I knew she's got a great voice and everything. I've heard her many, many times live and on records, but I didn't know she would do that such a soulful rendering of that, and she made it so much, you know, she really got into it. She hit all of these amazing notes, and she sounds so soulful. So I thought she was, you know, really great. Revealed a new part of her that you never heard. The
tracks on the album that I'm curious about from an emotional standpoint are the two where Charlie is drumming.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, it just gives me chills talking about it. I can't imagine the impact on you guys to go in and mix those two songs with all of that emotion wrapped up. Was that tough?
Yeah, it was, you know, it's not easy, but, you know, in a way it's great because you hear him coming alive and playing, you know, and you think, oh, God. You know, so I'm doing the vocals on Mess It Up, which is one of the tracks with Charlie on. And every time I do a take, there's Charlie, and it's like as if I'm singing with him, and he's not. I can't actually literally speak to him and say, "How do you think of that vocal?" But you're still singing with him, which is great. It was really wonderful. And then on the Live by the Sword track, which is on, we reunited Bill in with Charlie, and so
amazing.
You've got the 1964 rhythm section of the Rolling Stones back together again. So these things are, they're emotional, but they're kind of joyous in another way.
Yeah, celebratory. Hackney Diamonds, song for song, Mick, just sounds like all the great ingredients of a quintessential Stones record. I mean, your powerful vocals, Keith's great classic riffs, just this live feel, and then all of the musical influences. One critic said unquestionably the Stones' best album since Some Girls. When you guys sat and listened to the final product, what were you feeling? What was going through your head?
Might be being really critical. I could say I felt great, but no, I felt great, but I'm being super critical because I'd heard it before, and then there was Keith and Ronnie, Andy Watt, the producer, and myself in the room in the studio listening to the final mixes, and you always look around because it always feels different when you're in a room with other people than when you're in a room on your own, and so the things take on a slightly different feel, and you're just aware, is this good enough? Does this bit hold up, or do we need to cut this? Or I'm always analysing it like that, because you get the end of the record, and because there's lots of times to do things, because we spent 3 weeks on the mixing, and you just fine tune these little things that you hear, little edits that you think, this is just a bit too long. You got to keep the listener's attention. But I mean, it was a great experience listening to the whole album and with everyone, and that you finally got something that you're pleased with. That's what's the feeling.
Mick, a lot of cool guest appearances, some up-and-coming artists like Paul McCartney and Elton John.
He'll go somewhere.
I know, eventually people will catch on to their act, I think. But was that a formal invite, or did you just text them up and you're like, hey, yo, Elton, you want to sing?
Well, but Paul and Elton didn't sing. We never asked
sing.
Them.
Play.
Yeah.
Play. I'm sorry, play.
But we could have asked them, and I was thinking, why didn't I ask Paul to sing on? But Paul was in Los Angeles. He was working with Andy Watt, the producer, that week, and he had a certain amount of days booked with Andy, and we stole one of Paul's days and said, we stole it. We said, on this day, I know you're supposed to be working with Andy, but can you work with Andy in our studio and come and play bass? And I think Paul really enjoyed it. He really liked the session. He really did it. We did it very quickly, and he nailed it very quickly. And that night, or the next night, we went to see Elton John in his last concert in the US at the Dodger Stadium. And Paul was still talking about the session. He said, I really enjoyed that session. It's such fun playing with you guys. And so it was great. It was really nice playing with him.
Well, you had him there. Why not just let him sing?
I don't even have to do it.
Mick Jagger, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie.